We're going to draw a sunflower. That was a request from yesterday, so we're going to draw a sunflower. And we could draw a sunflower like this, but it's more interesting if you have a different kind of composition. So we're going to make it in the corner of our page, kind of like this one. So go ahead and get your pencils and paper ready. We'll start off with a circle. So draw a nice circle. And remember, it's okay if it's not a perfect circle because there's all different kinds of things that you will see in nature. So you can have a circle that's not quite perfect. Just a nice big circle, okay? And from that circle, we're going to start drawing some petals. So I'm going to draw another larger circle around the outside as kind of a guideline. So I'm just going to make this line really light because I'm going to erase it later. But I'm just going to make another outside circle so I kind of have a target on how far to draw out my petals. Okay, so there's my outside circle. I'll adjust it a little bit right there. Okay, so every time when I draw a petal, I know that this is how far it's going to come out to that line. So I'm just going to start drawing some petals, and I'm going to make them shaped kind of like this. Now I don't want them all to look exactly the same. So on my next petal, I might make that petal look like it's folded over. So I might draw it like this, and then just draw like a part of it sticking down. Because I don't want them all to look exactly the same. That's kind of boring. So then on this next petal, I can make it look like it's a bit twisted. When I get around to this part of my flower, this section here, I'm going to just draw pieces of my petals. I'm not going to try to fit a tiny little petal in here. I'm going to make it go right off my page because that's the way it is in the picture. So I'll just let it come right off the edge of my page. Just draw those lines in there. This is the easy part because you don't have to put a lot of detail here. So right now I'm just getting those petal shapes sketched in. And something that's kind of fun about sunflowers is you don't have just one layer of petals. You can have petals that are peeking out from behind. So you can add in some more petals in here as well. You can make some of them overlap in the front. Like if I want this one to overlap this one in the front, I'll just erase that one. But I want to make sure that my sunflower looks like it's very full, has lots of flower petals. And I don't want them all to be perfect. I want them to be all different. Maybe I'll do another folded over petal right here. So just get those petals sketched in however you like. Okay, once I have my petals sketched in, I can go ahead and erase this guideline circle if I want to. Because I want everybody to look at that and think, oh, she is just very good at drawing. She didn't have any guidelines. She just drew that. Artists use lots of little tricks, and everybody thinks, wow, how'd you do that? Well, we have our little secrets. Okay, so there's my sunflower basic design here. Now what I want to do is start making it look a little more lifelike, because right now it doesn't look very realistic. So what I'm going to do here, I need to work on my center, and I also need to work on my petals. So I'm going to show you how to work on both, and then I'm going to let you go ahead and work on yours and kind of finish it up while I finish mine up. The petals, I want to add some texture to those petals. So I want to give them some lines. Okay, and then on some of them, I might want to create a little bit of a shadow, like, you know, if they're curled in or something, I might want to create a little shadow on some of them. So certainly right where they connect, I can add a little shadow in there, make some little detail there, and then definitely add a little bit of that textury lines. Then for the center, what I'm going to do, for the part in the very middle, you're going to have really tiny little circles. So make them tiny in the center, but as they get away from the center, you can make them a little larger. Very small in the center. And this is actually, if you are not familiar with sunflowers too much, you should be, because you guys live in Kansas and it's our state flower, right? But if you're not familiar with sunflowers, this is where you get the sunflower seeds when they're ready. It's from the center of the sunflower, right? So then as you get away from the center, you can start making those little circly things bigger. Alright, so now I've got my center done. Okay, so now I'm going to work on my petals. If you guys are not done with your center and you want to take a break from that and work on your petals, do that. So I'm just going to draw those little textures on there. Add a little bit of shading as it's close to my center here. Just a little bit of shading to make it look like it's got some more dimension. Sometimes it helps to kind of turn your paper as you're working so you can get to certain areas easier. So once you're happy with the way your petals look, you can go back in and add some more shading into them where they connect to make them look a little more interesting. And then the last step is just to finish up your drawing There's a lot of boring white space over here. And so I'm not going to leave that just boring. I'm going to add in some leaves and things. So sketch in some leaves and some stems, and maybe you can even see another sunflower growing. So just draw in like some other details in the background so that your drawing is not boring. So sketch in your leaves and all the details, and I'm going to come around and see how your drawings look.